What is going on, guys? Play Rough Slurpuff here. I am so excited to bring you guys this video. This is the Pokemon Master Challenge video. It's going to teach you how to play through the game. It's going to tell you about the rules, and it's got a little bonus thing called the MVP Pokemon at the end there. Basically, this is for people who are not that big into competitive Pokemon, but that want to breed a Pokemon team to see if they got what it takes to call themselves a true Pokemon Master. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop right into this video. Awesome, so let's talk about how it works. Every time one of your Pokemon gets knocked out, it's +1. The more points you have, the worse you did. Tally up your points after beating the game and see what rank you got. So if your Pokemon team got knocked out like say 16 times, you would have 16 tally marks. Just keep like a spiral or notepad next to you and just tally every time one of your Pokemon gets knocked out. And then you would look at this ranking board I made and you'd be like, oh, I'd fall into this category. So it's not that hard. It's just you don't want to get knocked out, but every time you do get knocked out, it's +1. This is how the ranks work. If I had 0 to 3 knockouts on my side, I'd be Pokemon Master Dustin after I beat the game. If I had 4 to 7, it'd be a Elite 4 member Dustin. If it's 8 to 11, it'd be Gym Leader Dustin. And you can see 12 to 20 is Ace Trainer, 21 to 25 is Bug Catcher, and 26 and over is a Preschooler. So if you're starting out the game and you're midway through and you have 28 plus knockouts on your side, you know you're going to get the preschooler rank. I'd finished for prideful reasons, but other than that, you know that you did pretty bad and it's time to really improve on those Pokemon skills. The rules, guys, they are the most important thing. This is what makes this playthrough really, really hard. So Pokemon that can only breed. So if you can breed the Pokemon, you can use the Pokemon in that playthrough. No choice items such as Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, or Choice Band. No Assault Vest, Life Orb, or Rocky Helmet. No repeating items such as like you can have an electric Pokemon hold a magnet, which is going to boost the power of its electricity moves by 20%. You can't have 2 Pokemon on your team hold the magnet. You have to get creative with your items. No subbing in or out of Pokemon. Once you choose your team of 6, you can't just sub it in, be like, oh, I'm going against the bug trial next or something like that. Let me get this fire type. Nope. Once you have your team of 6, you can't sub in or out. No full hills. Anything that's like an awaken, Paralyze Heal, Lumberry, none of those are allowed. No status healing items whatsoever. No potions of any kind. No X items and no revives. Even citrus berries, guys. The only way you're allowed to use berries is if your Pokemon is holding them. And yes, you can give them a new berry every time they use it, but you're not allowed to use a berry just as like a as a potion, you know, like a citrus berry or anything like that. That is not allowed. And then obviously no soft resetting for better scores, guys. I would suggest that you save just to be cautious, but I save at the beginning. When I would play through, I would save at the beginning and then I'd save at the very end just so I wouldn't be tempted to be like, oh, I got demolished and had 5 knockouts in this one battle. Nope. Gotta be truthful, guys. Alright, so you know how it works now, you know the ranking system, and you know the rules. Now let me explain how you start this playthrough. So basically you start up a new game, you breed the Pokemon in a game you have beaten or in a game that your friend has beaten. You breed the 6 Pokemon you want, you heart scale and TM and breed for egg moves to give it the moveset you want. You give it the natures. You do not invest any EVs, guys. Do not invest in any EVs. You can give it the correct nature, you can give it the correct movesets depending on if you want to teach it flamethrower or if you want it to keep like my Lit Leo. It has Ember right now instead of flamethrower because I was like, you know what, it'd be cool to have flamethrower, but it learned flamethrower on its own, so I'm gonna let it have flamethrower. So breed that Pokemon in a game you have beaten with the correct moveset before playing in the game, or hatch the Pokemon in that game if you like to. You can trade over the eggs to the game, and then you can hatch them in that games with the eggs moves and just get the TMs and level up moves as you go through the game to make it a little bit harder. Anything that you want to do, basically, it's your preference. Either have 2 copies of the game and GTS the Pokemon to yourself, or 1 game and Pokebank and reset the game and withdraw your team to the new game. So basically, have a beaten copy of the game, also have Pokebank, breed your 6 Pokemon, put them in the Pokebank, reset that game, bring them from the Pokebank to the new game file and play through the game like that, or have a really nice friend and just trade them over the Pokemon and then start over the game and then have them trade it back. Just a side note, you can't trade Pokemon or Pokemon in until you get to the first Pokemon Center in the game, which doesn't take that long. It took me about 30 minutes to get to that point and I was just kind of flying through it. So yeah, there's that. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is the MVP Pokemon thing. It is optional. I do it myself. I only do this when I'm going against the boss fights or the trial fights and the Kahuna fights and the Elite Four members. Basically, you keep count of the amount of times your Pokemon knocks out a Pokemon, then you tally up at the end of the game, each team member's points to see who had the most knockouts, and then you're like, oh, if you had a Charizard on your team and he had 83 knockouts by the end of the game, the most out of all your other Pokemon, basically he would be your most valuable Pokemon. And it's just a fun way to keep track of it. Like I said, I don't do every single knockout. I only do the most important knockouts like trials, grand trials, Elite Four members, and boss fights. Alright guys, that's the Pokemon Master Challenge. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below, guys, and I will try to answer everybody's question. If it's a question that I see a lot, I will just pin a comment to the bottom, so you guys can just check that out there. Or you can also follow me on Twitter and tweet me your questions if you have any. I will definitely tweet you guys back. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Sorry if I sound a little bit weird. I am sick, but I was like, I have to do this video today. Anyways, guys, I hope y'all do great in y'all's Pokemon Master Challenge. If you want to see how mine is going, first episode is in the link, is in the description below. There's a link to that. Go check it out, guys. I will see y'all guys in the next video. Peace.